Hey everybody, we are here in Tallahassee.
Florida's capital.
Yep.
In the Panhandler.
We are excited to be here. It is a beautiful day today.
Continue on McClay Boulevard south for half a mile.
I got Jose with me.
So Tallahassee is the state's capital and largest city.
Largest city, really?
Largest city.
Man, I would have thought that would be like Miami or something, but okay.
Or Jacksonville.
Yeah, that too.
It's not the largest city, but
Yeah.
it's up here.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Continue
I
on
love
McClay
the
Boulevard south
landscape
for half a
around
mile.
here.
We're north of I-10. This is kind of like the nicer side of, kind of like suburban. I like how it's kind of mixed use right through here. So we're gonna explore some really fancy residential areas in a little bit. We're just pulling out of the shopping centers here. It's kind of weird how they tuck these residential areas behind all these businesses.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto McClay Road.
We're gonna look at some really nice residential areas. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this north. That intersection made no
Turn
sense.
left
You
onto
realize that
McClay
where
Road.
Starbucks was? That made no sense. So we're gonna look at some really pretty suburban areas. Really nice suburban areas on the north side of Tallahassee.
Continue on McClay Road for half a mile.
This looks like Alabama. Maybe not like the design of the houses.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Millers Bridge Road.
Very densely forested,
Yeah.
giving the area a very nice rural touch. There's one nice thing about Tallahassee is it's got a lot of trees. If you like trees,
Turn left onto Millers Bridge
I
Road.
like
Then
trees.
turn right onto West Millers Bridge Road.
so Tallahassee is a college town, you could call it, something like that. So there's always
Turn right onto West Millers Bridge Road.
plenty of young people, well-to-do, and being the state's capital. Look at that house. Wow, it's like some California millionaire looking type of thing right there. This is
Yeah, one thing about Tallahassee is, in the area we were in Florida, all the young people wanted to be here.
yeah, no doubt. So yes, when we were growing up in South Florida, kind of was the dream to one day make it to Tallahassee. More than Ocala or Gainesville. Tallahassee had more of a. Hello. Tallahassee always had more of a, I don't know, allure to it. Some
Yeah.
massive houses in this community. So yes, I agree as well. I also had there's some massive houses in here. And some of these houses are just insanely large. I think the nicer ones are on that side of the road. I've missed most of the really fancy houses on this side. Well, you don't really think too much about opulence when you think about Tallahassee, but there are some incredible properties here. So Tallahassee, being surrounded by rural North Florida, it's kind of distinctive from the region in its people and just their views and stuff like that. It's very different from the rest of. Look at these little bare
Yeah, that's cute.
plants. Very. I'm sure the person who does that probably makes a good living.
That is art, right?
That's art right there, man. If they actually make it, I don't know if it's like a plastic thing.
No.
If they actually make it out of real trees, it's definitely.
Yeah, people do it. It's not as popular as it used to be, but yeah, people still do that.
Yeah, so I guess a lot of kids in Florida just dream of coming up here when they're, you know.
Yeah.
It's the place to be. It's a place to be like a wallaby, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been trying to tell you, like, I've been trying, like, been done, did it, anything, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, buddy. But this ain't nothing. I got houses bigger than these. I just ain't bought them yet. It all starts in your mind. And then reality strikes. This house right here is really fancy. This is one of my most, you know, prestigious properties. Right here.
Yeah. Doesn't get stuck
Can't be running over pedestrians.
or other cars.
Eventually. Eventually just have to run somebody over.
Oh yeah.
That's what you have insurance for. They should have known better. This is gorgeous here. It's pretty.
Part of the appeal with Tallahassee is it's along I-10, and if you wanted to go to California or the West Coast, you have that road that goes all the way out there.
Yes. Please go to California. And stay there. So now it's return. All right. This here is called Bobbinbrook, and it's very densely forested. Again, we're north of Tallahassee on the north side, off of I-10. Very densely forested here. What happened here? An old tornado come through or something like that way? Huh. Looks like they had some rain come through here and left a little bit of damages. This is absolutely gorgeous. In fact, it's like densely wooded. Just great stuff. I'm not a realtor. If you're watching my channel for the first time, not a realtor. There's a lot of realtors out there making videos, trying to sell you a house. Not a realtor. Conmigo no. So find somebody else for that.
I'm not a realtor, so I can tell you if I like an area or not.
Oh, they're building it. Oh, they're building a house here?
Yeah.
Nice. New house going in right there. Yeah, I like this. I really do.
Nice.
It's a very, very nice. On par with any other nice area we've been to, really. It's not bad at all. Yes. Mockingbird singing. I bet there's a lot of work in this area. love the natural density forest and how they left all the trees. They just kind of build the houses in between the trees. So yes, Tallahassee. The millennial's dream. Well, it'd be pretty out here. It just caught me off guard. I didn't realize it'd be this fancy out here. Ooh, that one's boarded up. So yeah, it caught me off guard. I mean, I knew this area was nice, but I didn't realize the houses would be this big and it'd be so pretty. It's nice.
Yeah.
Kind of overlooked. Overlooked part of Tallahassee. I mean, actually, Tallahassee's overlooked by a lot of people. You know, like people when they consider like nice places in Florida, they always think South Florida, but there's nice stuff up here. And I don't know what prices are doing now, but they weren't too bad before.
I can see what the prices are currently.
It's just you're close to the Panama City Beach, and that's about it, I guess. So it's like really noteworthy stuff. Yukon right there. Everybody waves.
Yeah.
Noticed any Confederate flags around here?
No?
Doesn't seem like people here are into hate.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Bobbin Brook East.
Well, that's pretty right there. Yeah, this is very distinctive and
Turn right onto
people and their
Bobbin Brook
views
East.
around here, right?
Mm-hmm.
People and their views around here is very distinctive from the rest of Florida.
Yes.
It's a college town.
Mm-hmm.
At its core, it's
In
different.
800 feet, turn left onto McClay Road.
I was gonna ask that guy, like, yo, man, come on, man, let me get some money. Let me get my dollar, dog. I didn't say nothing. I just asked them if they need help. They're like, no, we got it. I would have been like, yo, man, give me some money. I cut that tree up right now.
Turn left onto McClay Road.
I don't care if I'm traveling. If I see a chance to make some money, I'll make some money right then and right there. Like, yo, man, with 140 bucks, I cut that tree up right now.
Get a decent house for over about 100 or over.
Continue on
Really?
McClay Road for 3/4 of a
How many
mile.
people? Oh, wow. But we burnt this area. I wouldn't live here. The only thing there is to do is Panama City Beach.
True.
We've kind of burnt this whole area out. I'm not really interested in it. We got Alabama to the north, which we've pretty much
Yeah, it looks like,
covered already.
yeah. It does look very affordable. If you're looking for Florida and affordable, this might be a good place for you. Everything is contingent, too.
Affordable. That's a new word right there. Affordable.
In
There
a
might
quarter
be.
mile, turn right onto North
We'll still
Meridian
watch the
Road.
market because there might be one of these big old houses
Mm-hmm.
that needs a lot of work. Maybe one
Yeah.
of these big houses hits the market that needs a lot of work and I can do it all.
Yeah.
When we tried living in the countryside and that didn't really work very well. Maybe we could try living in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Turn right onto North Meridian Road.
Mm-hmm.
Try something different in our lives. lot of people wouldn't do that. I don't care. I would live anywhere. I live in the country, live in the city. What am I doing here, right or left?
Right.
Right. It's closer that way, but there's a toll, right?
Yeah.
What the crap is on the road right there? Maybe it's just littered all their garbage.
Yeah.
Dude, I've noticed people are so crooked, bro, and evil. I've noticed that, like, when I was living in Alabama, I learned how to be hateful in Alabama.
Continue on North Meridian Road
I
for
really
5
did.
miles.
I learned in Alabama, like, all that litter, that's not somebody from this neighborhood that lives here. That's somebody from, like, that lives out in the countryside. They come to work in the city, and then they'll litter in the city, because they don't like the people and their views or whatever. I learned how to be hateful in Alabama, I'm telling you. Some of the stuff that I learned in Alabama is going to be hard to erase from my memory card. So we're ready for a new adventure. I don't know what it's going to be yet, or when it's going to be. We'll figure things out. But some of the things that I learned in Alabama are going to be hard to erase from my memory card. Like when you see litter, like in a nice neighborhood like this, these people live here don't litter. They're rich. They're not going to litter. A lot of that litter is people that live in the woods. When they come to work in the city, they'll litter here. And vice versa. People in the city might go to the woods and litter there. It's like, it's a political thing that people have this huge rivalry. Me, I don't care. I'll live anywhere. As long as I get treated decently with respect, I'll live in the city. I'll live in the woods. As long as I get treated with respect and dignity. The moment you stop respecting me, then I'm not married to a place. Never will be. I was married to the place where I was from for 20 years, and it held me down a lot.
The only marriage you're gonna have is to me.
Dang it. We're so by owner on that one, but it's probably way out of our price range.
Yeah.
It's like for sale by owners, like the notion that if you cut out the middleman, you're still taking a win.
Yeah.
Is retarded, because either way, no matter how you look at it, you're still paying what the house is worth. How that money gets divided is irrelevant unless you're the seller. And if you're the seller and you're worried about losing $3,000 to $4,000 to a realtor or whatever, that's kind of, you don't understand how real estate works. Real estate, like, a lot of people know I'm buying real estate because I think it's an investment. I'm like, the first house we bought, we lost at least $40,000. On this one, we made $70,000, and I don't feel like I made $70,000. I feel like I just barely broke even when you consider what it costs to take care of a property and blood, sweat, tears, and nightmares. Also, I don't know. To me, it's just I don't know. After my homeownership experiences, I wouldn't mind going back to renting. That's like, let's say you, in theory, you buy a house for $200,000, you sell it for $300,000, you make $100,000 profit, clear cut. You never spent $1 more than. Let's pretend you didn't even mow the grass. You bought it for $200, you sold it for $300. You didn't even mow the grass, you made $100,000 profit. Then you grab that $100,000 profit, and you can go rent for 5 years, somewhere decent. That prolonged your profit if it's a main residence that you're living in. I don't know. I just feel like real estate was good when there were deals out there, but if there's no deals out there and it's super competitive, just be glad you got a place to lay your head down, and that's it. At the end of the day, you can be miserable in a mansion, or you can be happy in a little one bedroom. Because your happiness does not correlate with how much money you have. It's nice to have comfortable things, don't get me wrong. We all want the best, but your happiness does not correlate with it. This looks exactly like where we're living in Alabama, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yet the people here are completely different. Completely different views. There's a lot of litter here too. But I guarantee all this litter probably isn't even people that live around here. It's people from other places that, for some reason or another, they resent this place for some reason.
Yeah.
Maybe they can't afford it, or they don't like the people, or whatever. And they literally just to spite the residents that live here.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that in Alabama. I didn't know that's how that works. Like I said, hard to erase. This is beautiful. This looks exactly like where we live. Yep. Yeah, the same red clay kind of. Well, I don't know, after living in this region and seeing it all, like, I feel like I am ready for another area or something. I don't think I can redo this again. And we've already burnt this area out. I'm ready for a new adventure. Maybe out west. I don't know. I'm even considering like Montana or something. I wouldn't care. Who knows? I'm just
Jose.
dreaming.
Up in. You're gonna take a left here soon.
This is beautiful country out here.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Orchard Pond Parkway.
Beautiful stuff. But you can't have it all. You got to pick one place to live.
Turn left onto Orchard Pond Parkway.
What's up, everybody? On this video, we're taking a rural drive north of Tallahassee. So we're heading north of Tallahassee to show you guys what a rural area around Meridian, right by the Florida-Georgia line. Let's go for it. Right along the Florida-Georgia line. Rural North Florida drive underneath the mosses. Palm trees right here. That's great. This area is so neat. Remember that house that was in Havana that we were looking at that was $100,000?
Yeah.
That would have been a good deal for us.
I'll check the market.
Oh, it's sold. That house was right on the Florida line, literally.
Yeah.
Like you lived in Florida, but the closest, like your gas station would have been in Georgia.
There's affordable houses out there.
It was crazy as the road is. I don't know if I want to live on a state line though.
Yeah.
The way
True.
the world's going right now.
Yeah,
Living on
yeah.
a state line is like.
Well, we'll see what.
gorgeous.
We'll see how it goes.
Prison farm in Georgia, right next to the Georgia line.
This is gorgeous.
Yo, it's nice. I've seen better. This ain't bad at all. We should have got gasolina while we were in Tallahassee.
We can still get gasolina. Anywhere we go.
Country roads take me home to the place I belong, Tallahassee. Starbucks coffee,
Which I had today.
shopping malls.
Yeah. I had Starbucks this morning. I'm happy.
It's expensive as crap, man. It's ridiculous. Whoa, we're flying through here.
I tried something new.
I think we've been having Starbucks for a while now. I didn't know there was nothing.
I tried not more than the original. The original was
So
9.
basically, Tallahassee is the last place where there's a Cuban restaurant.
Yeah.
Along
There's multiple Cuban restaurants.
the way.
What?
No, there's several in Tallahassee, right? There's several Cuban places.
There's the Gordos, and then there's like 3 or 4 other ones.
Nice.
So there's like about 8 Cuban restaurants in Tallahassee.
Really?
And then there's other Latin stuff as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's Jamaican and other
Yeah.
stuff.
I think they have like Colombian, Venezuelan
I don't think so.
too. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
They're adding more and more stuff.
I think it
though.
would be awesome. We worked in Miami, and when we worked in Miami, we loved the Latin food. And it was so cheap. Remember when we would get for what, $15? We get dinner. We would get lunch in Kendall for $15. Remember that? Like that Cuban Colombian place. That stuff was awesome.
Yep.
One thing I hate about Miami was how stingy the people were.
Exactly.
It was hard to get the money off them.
Exactly.
Like if you start a business in Miami, you have to make a business around stingy people.
Mhm.
Cater to stinginess.
Yep. Yeah, there are some people that if they go to a restaurant or something like that, they'll try to barter the bill.
Yeah, it's like, no, you're supposed to leave tip on top of what you're paying, not less.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, I remember when I worked there, and like I didn't make a single sale while I was in Miami
Mhm.
as a salesperson. Not a single sale. Every customer that walked the door was like, "Oh, I'll pay you $3,000 cash right now, man." I'm like, no, it's not the way it works. You don't decide the price. The price decides you. Yeah, that was one thing about Miami. Like, it was hard.
Mhm.
And you got people from so many different cultures. It's hard. Like when a customer walk in, and you might think they were super rude or super pushy or super clingy or super annoying.
But that may be part of their culture, so
It was a crap show. You never know what you'd get.
yeah.
I guess you have to be a salesman. Like, and I don't want to be a salesman. Like, I was in Naples where people had money. It was just a matter of, okay, do you want this or not? And if you want it, I'll fill out all the paperwork, you know?
Mhm. That's what I want right there.
Yeah.
I like the new Toyota Siennas.
I like being a salesperson.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's just what I didn't like once I got transferred to Miami was that in Miami, the customers were very, like, well, I don't know. It's an interesting place to do business. It's just as weird as like, when we first came to Alabama.
Mhm.
We couldn't figure people out
Yeah.
when we were doing business. It's exactly the same thing, but just different.
Yeah.
It's like a whole, like everywhere you go, you have like a whole different set of rules that you have to go by when you're doing business. In one place, you might have to be the sales. I think in Miami, you gotta be a salesperson. You gotta be pushy.
Yeah.
But oh,
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Fairbanks Ferry Road.
Can I see that I want? I see. You know, like you have to like really convince the person. And then in another place, you might just have to lay back.
Yeah.
And in another place, like I noticed, like I had customers like from Connecticut, they were totally bland. Like they sat
Yeah.
down.
You see that road up there? You're gonna turn left.
Turn left onto Fairbanks Ferry Road.
Yeah, I mean, I want to keep expanding my experience of understanding people and moving to odd places. Like I know you're afraid of cities and
Continue on Fairbanks Ferry Road for 6
just like I'm
miles.
afraid of the cold, but like you have to do it. Like
Yeah.
eventually you should live. I think people who live their whole lives in one place are really missing out. Is it going to be scary? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You will be afraid. There are going to be moments in your life when you're going to be terrified. But the experiences that you gain from it,
Mhm. Within the fear of the unknown is but it can also turn out to be awesome for you.
Yeah. You know, I think fear holds you back so much that it prevents you from making decisions that you need to make. Like, I feel like too many people, like, I'm not criticizing you. If that's the way you are, then that's fine. Because especially, like, once you have, because that's the thing, if you have, like, 100 people in your small little town who will do anything for you, then I totally get why you want to leave that place. You know? I'm not telling you you should leave that place. I'm not telling you anything. Each person decides for their own.
Yeah.
The worst thing you want to do is give advice when it's unsolicited. But if you're from a small town and you have hundreds of people on the ride with you, then why would you leave that place to try out the uncertain? But if you're from a small place and you know people there really ain't really about having your back, they're just about having your gossip, then you might want to consider getting out there and exploring the world. And it's gonna be scary. If I told you it wasn't scary, I'd be lying. It can be extraordinarily scary. At times, even your own safety could be in question. But you have to do it. You go to places where you'll wonder. You'll find yourself in situations and you'll wonder. Yikes. But it's what you have to, life is an experience. You have to go out there and live it. And eventually you'll get over the fear and it'll make you strong. It'll take less to intimidate you. Situations that might break somebody might not even faze you. You'll become strong. And I'm not criticizing people who are from one place and spend their whole life there. Especially if they have a support network. That changes everything. But if you don't have a support network and the place you're from ain't staying up for you, you ain't really, it can be scary. But you gotta do it. And not everybody, but some people do. Because eventually, life comes to an end. If you didn't do it alive, you sure as crap aren't going to do it dead. So I appreciate how scary Alabama has been at times for me, because it just reminds me that if you want to do it, make sure you do it while you're alive. If there's something you want to do or have wanted to try, or get it done while you're alive. Because once that moment comes, it's too late to follow your dreams. So in a sense, I'm not really upset that Alabama at times been a difficult experience, because it's made me a better person. It's helped me realize that whatever I do next has to be worthwhile for me. And sometimes people worry about, is this going to work out? You know? Yeah. And the way you think things work is irrelevant, because when you think with your emotions and with the prejudices that you have from previous experiences or what other people have told you about a place. Everybody told me that I would suffer economically in Alabama, and far from that. I don't think Alabama's a poor place because there's no opportunities. I think it's a poor place because the people that are there don't care about those opportunities. They have other interests. They devote their time to other things. So if you're a go-getter in Miami, you're going to be a go-getter in Alabama. And in Alaska and in Montana and anywhere you go, because that's what you are. You're a hustler. No matter where you go, that's what you do. So I really don't think that the place itself makes the person. Like that. Because I met people in Alabama from small little rural towns, and and they're the hardest working people you're ever gonna meet. Like, you think they're from a city, but that's just the way they are. That's the way their DNA, their genetics, they're just built to be a hard working person. But yeah, you know, like everybody told me, oh, you were gonna have economic hardships in Alabama. I never once in 1 year in Alabama had a single economical hardship. But back in Florida, it was a constant thing. Every other week we were like, what now? Do we eat? Do we pay a bill? Which one?
In half a mile, turn right onto Concord Bainbridge Road.
And ironically, the people in Florida told us that we would suffer hardship in Alabama economically.
Turn right at the light.
Never once suffered any type of economic hardship. We suffered in
Turn
other
right
ways.
onto Concord Bainbridge Road.
And we suffered socially. We suffered emotionally at times. But definitely I would not call it economic
Continue on
hardship.
Concord Bainbridge Road for 2 miles.
The hardest thing for me was the social, emotional part of being away from my food, away from my environment, away from the beaches, away from my fishing. And those things, now I have a better appreciation for those things. How's that? Like, living in Florida, you don't even know, like, you don't even know what you appreciate. Like, if you're from a place, you don't even know what you appreciate about that place until you leave it. So, like, and you know, I also dealt with kind of like my community disowned me in a way, because I felt because I moved somewhere else, like, you know, there's so much emotion to the whole process. So if you're thinking about moving emotionally, yeah, people will disown you for moving, especially to a place like Alabama. Like, I feel that the economical success that I had in Alabama hand in hand goes with social. Like, everything's a give or take. Like, you might win something on one side of the equation. On one side of the equation, you've got all these wins. On the other side of the equation, you've got all these disappointments. So it's a trade-off. Like, let's say you're from California and you're moving to Arkansas. There's going to be all these wins on one side of that equation. There's going to be economical, there's going to be space, there's going to be time, but then there's going to be a loss of your values, a loss of your morals, a loss of your social status in your community where you're from. Your family might want to disown you. You know, people might socially look down on you for it. So, just as there's many wins and advantages,
In
there's
half a mile,
disadvantages.
slight left onto US 27 North.
And what you cannot do is you cannot sell yourself out and disown who you are. And I feel that Alabama made me more of a Cuban than what I was before. Because now I
Slight
know
left onto US 27 North.
Alabama like moving to Alabama, like, I had to question my beliefs, which where I lived at, I didn't have that. I had left,
Yeah, left.
and then I made it right. What am I doing?
Slight left.
Left and a right, dude. I mean, slight left.
Continue on
Welcome to
US
Florida.
27 North for 19
So
miles.
the house that we were looking at was right there. Remember? That's Florida line.
Yeah.
The house is literally right there, and it would have been one of the last houses we looked at. I'm not gonna look at it though. So now we're in Georgia. All right. Crossing into Georgia.
Welcome to Georgia.
Georgia. Like Sarah said, the house, you would have had to come to this gas station right here,
Yeah.
which has a little bit of environment.
Yeah.
Capital title. So yeah, when you move, it's gonna be a trade-off. But I feel like Alabama made me more of a Cuban Like, I feel more Cuban than I've ever felt. Like, I want to move back to Hialeah. That's how Cuban I feel. And Katie's not happy about that, but like, I don't just want to go back to Naples. I want to move to Hialeah. I want to go move. I want to be around my community now. Like, I want to indulge in who I am. Because Alabama isn't who I am, it's where I was. But who I am, if it were a place, it would be Miami. Always knew that, never did it. So let's say you're from a small town in California, and you move to Arkansas. And you're like, maybe after a year in Arkansas, you might want to move to Los Angeles. Like, you want to go back to California, and you might not just want to go back to the small town in California you're from. You might want to go to the big city in California and be like, I'm from the big city in California now. It might just refine who you are that much that you'll identify your identity as who you are. That's my thoughts for the day. Checking out from Georgia.